And a reminder of the opening fixture in the Qatar World Cup. Ecuador spoiling the party for the host, beating Qatar 2-0 in a stark reminder to the home team of the difficulties of football's grandest stage. Away from the pitch, the Qatar World Cup has been a decade in the making, with a reported cost of the tournament and related infrastructure projects at an eye-watering $220 billion. To put it into context, the previous World Cup, Russia in 2018, cost around $11 billion. More than 1 million travelling supporters are due to visit Qatar during the month-long event, but many fans will be staying in surrounding nations and just flying in for the football due to the cost pressures and difficulties in securing suitable accommodation, meaning Qatar may lose out on the associated benefits of tourism to its local economy. James Walton joins us live now. He is Sports Business Group Leader at Deloitte, Southeast Asia. James, let's begin on some of the negative headlines that we've seen in the lead up to this event. Qatar has been facing scrutiny for the issue of human rights, gay rights, this issue of alcohol as well, which blew up in the days leading up to this event. Do you think Qatar has been unfairly targeted as a result?
Yeah, it's clear that there is still a legacy of a little bit of resentment from some of the other countries, particularly the European nations, at the fact that perhaps how the World Cup bidding was first won, the fact that the World Cup has moved to winter, which has affected their seasons, and just generally perhaps a resentment that this is seen to be a non-footballing nation that is hosting. I don't think it's everyone that feels that way. Certainly some nations have come out in support of Qatar. And we mustn't forget as well that we've had similar issues in the past. Russia 2018, there was some resentment towards them. And if you go all the way back in history, back to Argentina 1978 and other World Cups, it's not an uncommon thing. But generally, once the football starts, people tend to focus on that a lot more, hopefully.
And from the politics to the economics, the estimated cost here sitting at $220 billion US dollars. That far outstrips the cost for Russia to host the last World Cup and the Tokyo Olympics as well. James, what's the return on that investment for Qatar and the wider region, do you think?
Well, I think the first thing everyone has to realize is, as you mentioned in your report earlier, a lot of its spending is going into necessary infrastructure. So, for example, $36 billion has been spent on building the metro system in Qatar. If we look at the stadium costs, we're hearing various estimates for building the stadiums between $6.5 to $10 billion. Again, very large amounts for a nation whose GDP is only around about $180 billion per year in the first place. What is the economic impact? Well, it's estimated that probably around 17 billion euros or so of tourism and associated other income will come from this. There were obviously a lot of jobs created, but 9 out of 10 of those jobs have gone to foreign workers, foreign citizens as well. So it is hard to see economically how this makes sense. And so it makes it even more stark, maybe more clear perhaps, that there is definitely a soft diplomacy, soft power agenda going on here for Qatar in terms of their role in the Middle East.